They told her no. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Her dream of becoming a Navy SEAL was crushed under the same cold words, repeated like a sentence carved in stone. Female candidates do not meet the physical requirements for SEAL operations. For Staff Sergeant Laura Foster, those words weren't just rejection letters. They were barriers, walls built not of concrete and steel, but of doubt and prejudice. The world was telling her that no matter her skill, her discipline, her courage, she could never wear the Trident. But fate has a way of testing the ones who refuse to give up. And on a quiet morning at Fort Bragg, the world would learn just how wrong they were. Because when terrorists stormed America's premier special operations training base, there was only one person left standing between chaos and complete disaster. And she wasn't supposed to even be there. This is the story of the 15 shots that changed history. Laura Foster's career had been nothing short of extraordinary. She was an Army Staff Sergeant, a veteran of 3 combat deployments to Afghanistan and Iraq, and an expert marksman who had earned top scores on every weapon system the military used. Her physical fitness? Perfect. Her leadership? Commendable. On paper, she was everything the military claimed it wanted in its most elite forces. And yet, every time she submitted her application for SEAL training, the response was the same. Cold, bureaucratic, absolute. Female candidates lack the physical strength, endurance, and psychological resilience required for special operations warfare. It didn't matter that Laura had proven herself on battlefields where bullets didn't care about gender. It didn't matter that she outperformed many of her male peers. The institution had decided women weren't fit for the SEALs. Her last interview ended with words that haunted her. "Foster, you're an outstanding soldier, but this program has physical requirements that exceed female physiological capabilities. We're not being discriminatory, we're being realistic." That sting never left her, not because she doubted herself, but because she knew she was capable, and yet the opportunity was locked behind a door she wasn't even allowed to try to open. Still, Laura continued her service, refusing to quit. Because deep down, she understood something powerful. The military is unpredictable. Sometimes the moment you're waiting for comes when you least expect it. It was supposed to be a normal training day. Laura was supervising marksmanship practice with a group of Army Rangers at Range 47 when the alarm shattered the quiet. At first, it was a distant echo of gunfire. Then the sirens screamed. Radio chatter exploded with urgent voices. And suddenly Fort Bragg, home of America's finest special operators, was under attack. Insurgents, armed and organized, had infiltrated the base disguised as contractors. They knew the schedules, the layouts, even the vulnerabilities of the facility. Their plan was devastatingly clear: kill as many American special operators as possible while NATO allies were on site for joint training. Within minutes, the base was chaos. 12 soldiers dead, 18 more wounded, gunmen sweeping through buildings, hunting America's best with cold precision. The psychological impact alone, terrorists striking at the heart of U.S. Special Operations Command, would be catastrophic. But in the middle of the panic, one name crackled over the comms. "Foster, report to the range tower immediately. We need every marksman available." Laura's heart pounded as she sprinted. She wasn't a SEAL. She wasn't supposed to be here. But she was about to be handed the mission of her life. At the sniper training tower, Sergeant Major Thompson and Colonel Davis stood grim-faced, eyes locked on tactical displays. Red dots, enemy positions, lit up the map like fire. "Foster," Thompson said bluntly, "we've got 15 confirmed hostiles. They're armed with military-grade weapons, moving systematically through the complex. Every qualified sniper we had is either deployed, injured, or pinned down. That leaves you. 15 targets. Ranges from 600 to over 1,300 meters. Time limit: less than 90 seconds per engagement." It wasn't just difficult. It bordered on impossible. But Laura didn't hesitate. "Sir, what's my weapon?" she asked. Thompson opened a case and revealed the Barrett M82A1, a .50 caliber beast capable of punching through vehicles at extreme range. A weapon Laura knew well from Afghanistan. Powerful, but unforgiving. She checked the optics, ammunition, and wind conditions. Her mind was already calculating. Distance, angle, drift, pressure. Every variable mattered. One mistake meant failure. This was her chance. Not to prove herself to the SEALs, not to prove herself to the doubters, but to save lives. Laura loaded the rifle, took her position, and prepared to do the impossible. Target 1. Roof of the administrative building. 847 meters. Sniper rifle aimed at the command bunker. Laura slowed her breathing, steadied her crosshairs, and fired. One shot. One kill. Target 1 neutralized, she whispered into the comms. Target 2. Second story of logistics, 1,127 meters. Overwatching the helicopter landing zone. Timing was everything. She waited for the hostile to shift in the window. The trigger squeezed. 2 down. Over the next 20 minutes, Laura moved like a machine, precision honed from years of training and deployments. Target 3. Moving across open ground at 1,200 meters. She calculated the lead, fired, and dropped him mid-stride. Target 4. Concealed at 956 meters. She timed a 3-second exposure and made it count. Target 5. 1,387 meters, near the extreme limit of the weapon. The round traveled, and the man fell. American troops trapped in kill zones cheered as each hostile went silent. Her shots weren't just saving lives, they were unraveling the attack itself. Colonel Davis came over the comms after her 8th kill. "Foster, you're doing impossible work out there." But Laura knew the hardest shots were still ahead. By now, the terrorists understood. Someone deadly, was hunting them. They took cover, forcing Laura into the most complex shots of her life. Target 9. A basement window, 1,089 meters away. Only a 12-inch gap to shoot through. Laura calculated the angle. Waited. Fired. The bullet found its mark. Targets 10, 11, and 12 pushed her further. Shifting winds, moving cover, deteriorating light. She adjusted in real time, firing with near-inhuman precision. One after another, they fell. 3 left. The last insurgents tried to escape across open ground. But at over a kilometer out, moving fast, Laura tracked them calmly. Target 13. Down. Target 14. Down. Now the final test. Target 15. 1,356 meters. Dusk setting in. The man sprinting, desperate, his figure fading in the shadows. This was it. Every rejection letter, every insult, every moment she'd been told she couldn't. It all came down to this one shot. Laura breathed deep. Her body stilled. She squeezed the trigger. The bullet flew for over a second and found its target. Target 15 neutralized, she transmitted. Threat eliminated. The base went silent for a heartbeat. And then, the cheers erupted. Laura had done what seemed impossible. 15 shots, 15 kills, 0 misses, no collateral damage. Her performance was studied, recorded, analyzed by military experts. Shot geometry, wind adjustments, target timing, all perfect. Hours later, she sat in a secure briefing room, linked by video to the Pentagon. The voice on the screen introduced himself. "This is Admiral Richardson, Commander of Naval Special Warfare Command. Staff Sergeant Foster. I understand you've applied for SEAL training before." "Yes, sir, 3 times. The Admiral paused. Then said words Laura had waited her whole life to hear. I'm personally inviting you to report for immediate evaluation. What you accomplished today proves beyond question that you belong in this program. 6 months later, Laura Foster graduated first in her SEAL class, the first woman in history to earn the Trident. Laura Foster's 15 shots didn't just save lives that day. They shattered barriers, rewrote policies, and proved to the world that courage and capability know no gender. She wasn't supposed to be there. But when the moment came, she became the soldier the world needed. Her story reminds us, some barriers are built of concrete and steel. Others are built of prejudice. Both can be shattered, if you're willing to take the shot. If this story inspired you, and you want to hear more incredible tales of courage, resilience, and history-changing moments, subscribe to this channel and join us for more stories that prove what's possible when determination meets destiny.